everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, we're going to take a look at this little guy by Rekon. So Rekon is a company that makes really cool drones, and I like everything they make. Well, so far, everything they've made has been outstanding because they have Dave C designing the stuff, and he's really good at designing the stuff. He also calls Rekon Rekon. So I never know if it's called Rekon or Rekon. Anyways, I'm going to call it Rekon for this video. So the Rekon 35 drone right here actually takes two 18650 batteries. You know, the kind you use in a flashlight or a vaping machine? Yeah, so, you know, batteries, you probably have them around your house. That's how it flies. You don't have to attach a LiPo battery or anything, or charging craziness or anything like that. You just have to have these batteries. Of course, you have to be able to charge them up, but you probably have that already. And if you don't, check on Amazon. I'll put a link below to lots of chargers for batteries like that. They're dirt cheap. Anyways, back to the drone. So it takes two of those, and it's called a long-range drone because it flies very far, you know, as far as your communication system will allow it. And it even has a little GPS rescue on the back in case you go too far and you lose it or you lose your video. Then you just flick a switch on your radio controller and it flies up and comes back to you. Now, the cool thing about this guy is that I have not seen too many drones on the market made out of carbon fiber with GPS rescue on the back, a digital camera, so that adds a lot of weight, and being able to fly on two 18650 batteries. I've reviewed drones in the past that fly on just one battery, and they're okay, but this one flies on two. And the rated flight time, if you use good 18650 batteries, is about 15 minutes of flight time. That's the rated flight time. What flight time did I get? I didn't get 15 minutes because it's super cold here in Canada where I am, and it's winter time, so flying outside, I got less than that. You know, I got like just under 10 minutes. But I don't have great 18650 batteries. If I did, I'd probably get longer flight time. Now, you can buy the batteries themselves right on the site where you buy this drone, so that's a decent thing. This drone comes in two types. You got HD, which is digital, which I have here, which is a lot more weight. It's heavier. It's got a bigger body, a bigger belly down here, and then you can get it in analog. So as I keep on talking, I'll put the specs for the digital and the analog up here, and you can check it out as I'm chatting away. On the rear of the drone, there's a power cable that I've tied to the rear of the drone, so that's why it doesn't stick out very far. But you can run that power cable to the front and power something like a naked GoPro or an SMO 4K. I actually used a Insta360 Go 2 camera on here with a very heavy Insta360 Go 2 mount. But it still flew, and I'm going to show you some video from that. Matter of fact, I'm chatting away here. Why don't I just show you the video from this thing? So here, let me show you some video flying indoors, flying outdoors, what the camera looks like. Mine's a Cat X Polar up front. You know, what's the image from that, and the image from an Insta360 Go 2 if you stick that on. So watch this and come back to me. Now let's first start off with an indoor flight, put the batteries in, get everything ready to go, take off. It's very easy to fly indoors. I've left the sound of the motors so you can hear what they sound like as it's flying. Now because the drone has slow movements, it's very easy to fly it indoors. Just make sure you fly it in angle mode. You will also note there are no prop guards on the drone itself, so if you hit the walls, well then you're going to mark them up and your wife is not going to be very happy with you. So as you're watching this indoor flight, I'll switch between the cameras. When it says pilot camera on the bottom, that means that's the camera it comes with. That's the Cat X Polar digital because I have the digital model. And of course, when it says Insta360 Go up top on the top left, that is the external camera I attach to it. Now for me, I enjoyed flying this drone indoors more than I did outdoors, and that's because when you fly it indoors, you can move the joysticks around and the drone doesn't really react that much. It just stays where it is, so you won't bang into things. However, if you overreact, you'll bang into things. Now when you're outdoors, I have a tendency to fly very fast, and because of that, the drone does not react when I move the joysticks because it takes a while to react due to the 18650 batteries. So now we're outdoors, and you're going to see a good example of what I'm talking about. Here I'm going to fly. You know, as long as you keep it at one height and fly, that's great, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to bring it down and try to go over snowbanks, and it's like, whoa, it takes a while to react, or go around my Jeep. This is what I like to do with drones, fly them up and down and attack things, and whoa, you see what I mean? It's like, you have to give it a lot of throttle to make sure it does not hit something, so it's better to fly it at one height and just let it go, like you can see I'm doing right there. But if you bring it down to the ground, it's going to take a while to get it back up. Here I am flying it outdoors on another day. I'm just getting used to that throttle and I'm going to give it a shot again. Now I'm going full blast in acro mode. So there's chances I could almost hit my Jeep sometimes because of the way it is. It's very, very difficult to control. Once again, it's a Sunday driver type drone. When you get it like I have it here, nice and smooth, then it's not so bad. But you have to keep it at the same altitude for it to give you that beautiful cinematic flying experience you want. So I would suggest anybody who buys this drone, fly it up high in the air. Don't fly it low to the ground like I'm doing it. Fly it up at treetop level and I think you'll have a great experience. So yeah, I kept it low because that's how I like to fly. But I think if I would have went way up in the sky, then I'd have no problems because then you have plenty of time to react. Due to the cold weather, I kept it close to me. I didn't fly it super far away, so I never did try out the GPS rescue to see how it works. Alright, so pretty cool, right? So next, let me show you what comes in the box. Check this out. This is the box your drone comes in, and please make note of which direction the batteries go when you attach them. Here it's written in poor English, but I think you get the idea. In other words, be careful, make sure you match up plus to plus and minus to minus. You'll see I'm putting one battery in one direction and the other battery in the other direction. Here you can see the carbon fiber frame, the GPS rescue unit on the back, the digital CAT-X unit inside it, as well as the antenna, and our nice little digital camera up front. The little drone is powered by brushless 5500 kV motors. Other items included in the box would be a spare set of propellers, as well as a propeller direction card so that you put your props on correctly. A battery strap is included, but not necessary for this drone. You also get a USB-C cable, as well as a nut and bolt just in case you want to attach a naked GoPro to the front. And finally, you get flight controller and battery documentation, as well as stickers. And now you've reached the part of the video where I give you my final thoughts on the Rekon 35. Well, I will say flying this drone in my area of Canada in the cold with my crappy 18650 batteries, it was, let's just say, it was worrisome because if I was coming up to a snowbank or something, these batteries that I'm flopping around on my desk here were not giving out enough power for me to like get up really quick and get over stuff. That's normal with 18650 batteries. In the summertime, they send out a bit more power, but in the wintertime, they're so cold. It's like, you want to go up? What's that? What were you saying? You want to fly up? I didn't hear you. You know, and it just keeps on flying forward. So I had some fun with this, and a lot of times I had to really give it an awful lot of throttle to get it to do what I wanted it to do. But if that's what you're into, flying long range, it's really, really good for that. So let me equate to what this drone is like. It's like this. Say it's a Sunday, you have nothing to do, all the house cleaning's done, the yard work is done. You go for a drive in your car, you drive for like 20 miles with the blinker on because you're just sitting there listening to the radio and having a good time, and everybody's honking behind you. That's what it's like flying this drone. It's like it doesn't care about anything. It's just going straight or turning as you wish. And if you're telling it, I want to go up really fast, I want to go down really fast, it's like, what's that? Yeah, I'll get to you. Don't worry, I'm getting there. So it's a very relaxed drone, and you will have your throttle like way up past halfway when you're flying this. And you're going to think something's wrong, but that's just the way it flies. So with that said, I would say this would be a very good drone for beginners, because an awful lot of beginners who fly FPV write to me and they're not really expecting the power of an FPV drone. They're used to camera drones where you move the joystick and it takes a while for things to happen and not much happens. In the FPV hobby, you just look at the joystick and the drone goes nuts all over the place. This drone would be perfect for beginners because you could move that joystick all you want and this thing will just slowly do its own thing. So with that being said, I think it's really good for beginners. Now it can do freestyle, flips and rolls and stuff like that, but I didn't try it in my area because like I said, my throttle, I was way up high on the throttle flying in the cold. So it really, I didn't want to chance it, because when you do flips and rolls in the FPV hobby, you drop the throttle and you put it back on when you need it to, you know, come back on and go like this. I was worried that if I drop it and put the throttle back on, it's just going to just hit the ground before I get a chance to bring it up. If it was summertime, I probably would have tried it, but no, it's wintertime here. Everything was just too cold. So with all of that, I say check this drone out. I don't think it's very expensive in the analog format. It's actually lighter in the analog format, because in the digital format, you know, it's under 250 grams, but in the analog format, It's a way under 250 grams. So yeah, it's probably a pretty good deal. All right, I'm going to put links below. Go check it out. See if it's something for you. The batteries, you can also buy them off the website. I'll put a link below to a charger on Amazon that charges 18650 batteries. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you thought my new lighting system was pretty cool, then let me know about it. I'm trying something out different here. I don't know. I probably got them too bright. These are lights I use when I film products, when I do the unboxings and stuff like that. I thought, oh, I'll stick them up there and see what they look like. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Catch you in the next one. Bye.